Just it's kind of funny because it brought up memories of when Bill Branson and Charlie and I worked on the GI movement in California. We worked with 29 Palms March Air Force Base, which is a SAC base, Edwards Air Force Base, and Norton. And the name of the GI newspaper at Norton was the Snortenberg. And the name of the paper at the SAC base, which is B-52s, was the Bacon, the March Bacon. And the name of the regular paper was the Beacon. And the GIs, when the airmen would have their whole paper ready and at the printers, and they would be waiting for the Beacon to come out. And the minute the Beacon would come out, they would rush and get a copy. And they would take the front cover that was, you know, like the real thing, and they would put it on their paper and have it folded over, and then you would open it up and it would be like reversed, and then whole other groups of airmen would go and collect the real newspapers. And so people would get the front page, which looked, but then when they got it, it was 16 pages of anti-war stuff. I mean, part two, we used to have ringing battles where we would go on bases. It was like combat without combat. We'd have a camera, I mean a projector, 16 millimeter films, like mostly Panther films, in fact. And we would go and show them on the side of barracks, and we would time ourselves so that we could get to another barracks before the APs would get to us. And then we would end up showing, never mind, so let's stop with that. One of the units I welcomed to Vietnam was the 82nd Airborne. Their nickname was the Jumping Junkies. And when the 82nd was sent over, it was mostly made up of people who had already been there with the 101st. But because the United States wasn't losing in Vietnam, they took a unit that was mostly of people who had already served in combat and weren't supposed to go back, and sent them over to save whatever they were saving. And in fact, a number of writers have said it was the looks on the faces of the 82nd Airborne when Johnson went to send them off that let him know he had no chance to win. And Jimi Hendrix was a member of the Jumping Junkies.
Did you want to say anything else?
Hey.
Come on, Bill. Camera's ready.
No.
That was really nice.
It was wonderful.
There's no possibility.
Immolate. Used to do that in Tampa. Everyone would gather around. When is Bill going to fall in the fire?
No, Bill was not. No. Joan and I were famous for the fight putting up the tent.
No, that was part of it too. There was many things you were famous for.
I was a guy that would drag people out of the fight.
That's true.
That's true.
And throw them in.
Usually I'm just singing it.
Then he would drag
It
them
was
out.
the original VVAW rubber chicken dinner. 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It's true.
Got a bunch of stewing chickens and barbecued them, and people said, "Well, this chicken's good."
Well, we're looking forward to various new incarnations of both of the next
I got news.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I brought back from
I
vacation.
couldn't remember who I sent it to. You sent it to me.
Dead
Not yet.
punk
I got the name of the person.
of Greece.
It looks like a SpongeBob clip.